Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacqui and today we'll be focusing on our posture, specifically on finding our alignment and then opening up through our chest, shoulders and back and building a bit of strength back in. This sequence is going to be super beneficial for you to do every day, especially if you know you suffer from poor posture and back pain. And you can do the sequence even if you've never done yoga before. All you need is your mat, though you might find it helpful to have a pillow or cushion nearby for some extra support. And if you want to learn and do more posture focused yoga, I do have a live online program coming up where I'll be helping you work towards a better posture through a regular yoga practice over 28 days. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description box below, so please check it out. So whenever you're ready, we'll come to the mat and get started. We'll start today seated on our knees, and already if this is a position that is uncomfortable for you, you can take that cushion or pillow and place it between your bum and the heels of your feet just to lift yourself up a little bit. Otherwise, you can also seat cross-legged. And so whichever position you choose, let's come down and we'll just start to connect through our posture and our alignment. First of all, placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the lower back, and taking pelvic tilts. So tilting the pelvis forward and backwards. Going to the full extremities of each of these tilts. And really just try to isolate in your pelvis so we're not moving other parts of our body here. So taking the full range of motion. And then let's come to find our neutral spine. And there will be a very mild arch in the lower spine here. And then placing the hands down, we'll next connect through the core, just engaging the core very slightly. And then coming to the ribs, and it's helpful to place the hands on either side of your ribs here, taking a breath in to expand. And then breathing out, we want to try and draw the ribs together without tucking our pelvis. So keep that where we had found the perfect position. And if I face you, you just want to think about drawing the ribs together as you breathe out. And it may be that you don't feel anything physically happening, but it's just that thought and that feeling of trying to bring them together. And then keeping them there, we'll place the hands back on the knees. Next, let's breathe in and reach the shoulders up to the ears. And breathing out, roll it back and down. One more time. Breathing in, roll the shoulders up to the ears. And then back and down. And the next thing we'll come to is our neck and our head. So very often we have this forward head position where our neck is completely out of alignment with the rest of our spine. And we want to bring that neck back so it's sitting nicely on top of the spine. So we have everything in alignment here. We have the hips, the shoulders, and the head. And we want to think about lengthening through the back of the neck to help us to bring the head on top of our spine. And you'll notice that the head tilts very slightly downwards when we think about lengthening through the back. And we'll take a few breaths here just to notice how we're feeling in this alignment and what muscles you need to use in order to hold you there. And it may feel quite difficult or quite different to how you normally stand. And that's perfectly normal if we've been used to sitting or standing in a very different position. So next, let's take a breath in and spread the arms wide to the side. Keep holding yourself in that perfect posture. And then turning the palms to face the back of the mat and pointing the thumbs downwards. Take a breath in. We'll draw an upside down U with our hands, bringing the arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then drawing that U back to the front. 2 more times. Draw the upside down U, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep the ribs in, and coming back to the front. 1 more time. Breathing in, draw the upside down U, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This time, keeping the shoulder blades where they are. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Breathe in, pull the arms down, roll the shoulders back even further. Lift the chest and the head slightly. And keeping the hands pulling downwards, keeping the shoulders down, drop the chin to the chest. And then roll the head from side to side. Just releasing out any kinks in your neck, any tightness in this area. Keep that engagement of the hands pulling downwards. And then let's come back up to the center with the head. Take a breath in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, interlace the fingers and turn the palms towards the sky, pushing the palms upwards. You can bring the shoulders up to the ears here and really lengthen through either side of your body. Take a breath in to reach up even further and breathe out. Let's bend over towards the right side. Keeping both sit bones with equal weight on your feet or on the mat. And breathing in, coming back to center, reaching up. And breathing out, bending over towards the left side. Getting that nice stretch through the right side of the body. And breathing in, coming back to center. Let's turn the palms together, taking a Kali Mudra. So fingers are interlaced, the first fingers are pointed upwards, thumbs across one over the other. Lengthen through the spine as we take a breath in. And breathing out, let's twist towards the right side of the body. Keeping the shoulders nice and square. And relaxing back to the center, breathing out. Breathing in, reaching up, lengthen through the spine. And breathing out, twisting towards the left side. And breathing in, releasing back to the center. Bring the hands down through the center of your heart. And we'll come down to all fours here. And then into our wide-legged child's pose, bringing the knees to the outside edges of the mat. Reaching the hands forward, resting the forehead and the chest down on the mat. Maybe walk your fingertips further away from your body, so you're still getting a nice length through your entire spine here. And think about sinking your sit bones down into the heels of your feet. Taking a few breaths here. There's the option to place your chin on the mat if you want a deeper open up through the back of your heart and through your chest. And as you take a breath in, think about expanding the back of your heart. And breathe out, softening down. Softening the chest, softening the hips down towards your feet. And one more time, deep breath in to expand. And breathing out, softening down. And then whenever you are, lifting the head back up, lifting the body up, walk the hands slightly in, coming into all fours. So making sure that our wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Taking a few rounds of cat and cow, breathing in to arch through the spine, lifting the head, lift the tailbone up through the sky. And breathing out, scoop the belly, round the body, tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone. Breathing in, opening back up, reach the tailbone and the head high. And breathing out, rounding through the spine, tucking chin and tailbone. And really pushing your shoulder blades up towards the sky. Breathing in, arching forward, lifting tailbone, lifting the head. And breathing out, rounding through the spine. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, push the shoulder blades up to the sky. Let's do this one more time. Breathing in to open up through the chest. And breathing out, rounding down. And then breathing in, coming back to our neutral spine. So gaze towards the top of your mat. Keep thinking about lengthening through the back of the neck so that the head is not dropping down and breaking that line, or it's not looking up and breaking that line as well. And then coming into our puppy pose, keeping the hips where they are, walking the hands forward, and placing the chest and the forehead down onto the mat. Option here also to place your chin on the mat if you're feeling open in your body. Whichever variation you take, try to focus on your breath here as we open up through the heart and open up through the shoulders. Allow that breath to come all the way through your body, and then allow it to soften down when you breathe out, bringing with it any tension in your body. Taking one more breath here. And on your next breath in, gently lifting up the head and walking the hands back towards your body, coming into a closed-legged child's pose. So bring the knees together and drop your chest and your head down to the mat. Arms come to either side, palms facing up, and allow the arms and the shoulders to drop down towards the mat. Allowing our body to round down over our knees. And taking a couple of breaths here. Again, allowing that breath to expand the back of the body on a breath in. And allowing yourselves to melt down even further towards the earth as we breathe out. And on the next breath in, let's come back onto all fours. Tuck the toes, shift the hips back, and then lift the tailbone high for downward facing dog. And just keep the knees nice and soft here as we pedal out the feet. Just walking the feet one and then the other. Keeping that spine nice and long. And then let's just come to stillness, pushing the hands and feet into the mat. You can draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Keep the knees nice and soft, and maybe even think about arching the lower spine ever so slightly to point the tailbone up towards the sky. So we're keeping that nice length from the tailbone through the spine all the way up to the crown of our head. And then let's bend the knees, look in between our hands, and take small steps with the feet until they reach the hands. The feet come to hip width distance apart. Keeping the knees nice and soft, let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Straighten the arms and let them fall down towards the mat. And then just let everything hang from the hips upwards. Maybe nodding and shaking your head yes and no, just to check that your head is nice and loose. And then just let gravity do its work, bringing your arms closer towards the mat. Keeping your knees nice and soft here. And then let's release the hands down to the mat. And slowly roll up from the base of the spine all the way to the top. Keep your arms loose, keep your neck loose. And then we'll come to stand all the way upright. And then come to the top of the mat, bringing big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Take a breath in and reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, soften through the knees, bring the hands down through heart center as we fold forward. Bring the hands down to the mat. Keep the knees nice and soft here. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Just let everything in the upper body hang down. Take a breath in. Let's open up into our flat back. So again, lengthening through the back of the neck, keeping that spine nice and long from the top of the head all the way down through the shoulders, through the spine and into the tailbone. Hands can be on the mat or on your shins here, scooping in the belly to engage and keeping the ribs in.
And let's breathe out, step it back into a high plank. One leg and then the next. And coming into our plank position, really great for strengthening the whole body, especially the core, the shoulders, the back, and the chest, everything that we need to hold our posture in an upright position throughout the day. So push the toes, push the hands into the mat, put the shoulder blades up towards the sky, engage the core, keeping the ribs in. Nice job, and let's lower down the knees. And then bring the chest and the chin down to the mat with the elbows next to the body. And then breathing in, coming down. Untuck the toes, coming into a baby cobra pose. Open up the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest, lift the head. And breathing out, coming down, forehead on the mat. And we'll come into our locust pose, bringing the hands to interlace behind the back. And again, starting from the feet, let's push the tops of the feet into the mat. Engage through the legs by pulling up the muscles above the knees so the knees are coming off the mat. Push the hips into the mat, engage the core, tucking the pelvis very slightly. And then as we take a breath in, pull the hands down towards the feet, squeeze the shoulder blades together, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest and lift the head. Keep engaging through the core, push the tops of the feet into the mat, and breathe out, coming down to rest, forehead on the mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Push the tops of the feet into the mat, engage through the legs, pulling up the kneecaps. Breathing in, pull the hands down towards the feet, lift the chest, lift the head, squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're strengthening through all the muscles in the back here. And breathing out, relaxing down. We'll take one last time. Starting again from the feet, push the tops of the feet into the mat, pull up to the kneecaps, tuck the pelvis slightly to engage the core. Breathing in, pull the hands towards the feet, lifting up. Chest and shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This time, see if you can hold yourself up even higher. Keep pulling the hands towards your feet. And breathing out, relaxing down. Let's bring the hands down underneath the shoulders. Extend the left arm out to the side in a T shape. I have to shift over a little bit. And then pushing the right hand down into the mat, we'll roll over onto the left side of the body, keeping the head on the mat. And you can stay here with one leg stacked on top of the other, or you can bring your right foot behind you on the mat, with the sole of the foot onto the ground. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths as we open up through the chest and the back of the shoulder here. Really great to undo all the hunching and the slouching over of the day. And allow that breath to flow through the entire length of your body. Don't allow it to become short or stuck in your chest. And breathing out, let's come back to center. I'm going to shift over on my mat a little bit and we'll come to the other side. Right arm stretches out in a T shape, left hand underneath the shoulder. Take a breath in, push into the mat as you roll over onto the right side of your body. Head comes to rest on the mat. Legs stacked one on top of the other, or taking the left leg behind you, sole of the foot on the mat. And again, taking that breath through the entire length of the body as we open up through the chest and the shoulders. And taking one last breath here. And on your next breath in, we'll come back to our center alignment, placing the hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll push back into a closed-legged child's pose. Bringing the knees together, laying the chest and the forehead onto the mat. Arms on either side, palms facing up. Allow the shoulders and the arms to drop down towards the mat. And taking a few breaths here. Try to let all your muscles relax down. And on the next breath in, let's come back up to a seated position. So same position as when we started. So either cross-legged or sitting on your knees. And we'll just take a moment here. Rest the hands on your thighs or on your knees, maybe closing down the eyes. And we'll take a moment to again connect through the pelvis, the core, the ribs, the shoulders, and the head. Finding that perfect alignment and just noticing the sensation and how it feels after doing these stretches today, after bringing that awareness into our bodies. Noticing if you're feeling more open, if it's feeling easier to hold yourself here. And just taking a moment to be grateful for where your body is at the moment. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice for our posture. I'm really hoping that you feel a lot more open and you have more awareness of where that perfect alignment for you is. And it's maybe that you take this knowledge and try to integrate it throughout your day so that you can do your daily activities in this upright posture that you've found. And if you want to keep working on your posture, please check out my program. It's in the description below. And until next time, bye.